Well, Dave, Ronnie O'Sullivan nominated for the BBC Sports Personality of the Year award for the first time in his career. It's long overdue, isn't it?
Definitely long overdue. I mean, when you consider his achievements over nearly 30 years, it's incredible, really. It's not happened before. I think a lot of us thought it would in 2013 when he took the year off and won the World Championship. Obviously, you know, there's so much happening in the world of sport every year. It's difficult to get on that shortlist. But when you look at what he's actually achieved within his individual sport, which is so popular on television, it's amazing it's taken this long. But thank goodness he's on it this year.
Indeed, and you've covered the snooker for many years, you know, commentated on it, you've been to many tournaments around the world, you've engaged with fans from different countries. Do you get a sense of how popular Ronnie is all around the world?
Definitely. I think for many sort of new fans of snooker, he's almost sort of the gateway into it. You know, they maybe are flicking the channels late at night, maybe never seen snooker before. If he's playing, there's something about him as a character, I think, whatever he was doing, whether it's playing snooker or anything else, that would sort of draw people in. And I think a lot of people do say, you know, the first player that I really sort of enjoyed watching was Ronnie, and then they become interested in the sport in general. There was a guy in Kyrgyzstan the other night tweeting about the fact that, you know, he can't really play in his country because there isn't the infrastructure, but he loves watching Ronnie O'Sullivan. So, yeah, he is a worldwide figure now and obviously a great sort of figurehead for snooker.
And also just the way he plays, you know, the style and the manner in which he plays is a great inspiration for players as well. You know, so many players say, you know, I first got into snooker because I watched Ronnie on TV and they try to emulate it.
Definitely, and I think that's certainly true, definitely for players who become professional and still now sort of kids starting out. You know, he's actually a bit of a veteran, isn't he? He's 44. Maybe you wouldn't expect sort of a 12, 13-year-old to look up to someone like that. Maybe they'd look up to a younger player. But yeah, he doesn't seem like a veteran because of the way he plays. He's still playing really the same sort of attractive snooker as he was when he started, albeit now marshalled with a bit more discipline in his game. And that's why I guess he's still going at the top level.
Would you say that he deserves a place not just as one of snooker's all-time greats, but one of the great British sportsmen perhaps of the last sort of 30 or 40 years?
Definitely. I mean, you look at his longevity. I know a lot of sports, because they're physical, you can't actually be at the top for 30 years. But even so, we know how much standards have risen and how competitive the game is. The fact that he's world champion, again, at the age of 44 is incredible, really. And, you know, you can't really compare him to any other sport. I suppose Phil Taylor in darts, arguably. But when you look at the players who've come through, the players who he's competed against, you know, the likes of Higgins and Williams. Of course, when he started, Steve Davis was still a top player. Jimmy White, John Parrott, all those guys. Stephen Hendry had battles with for years. And now some of the newer players such as Judd Trump. And, you know, he's still competing with all of them. So it is phenomenal.